Hello, Ravers, and welcome to the Electric DM10, a mini-series for the DJs and producers that have carried their names into the journey of sound for at least a decade and more. During the time of this recording and posting, the project being covered is still in the professional EDM scene, creating bangers, touring/performing, or both. As the world of electronic music has countless DJs and producers, many qualify for the 10-plus year streak series. Being in the EDM industry for this amount of time is no easy task, let alone in the professional environment. With that said, this series of videos will briefly cover the project, the members, and tours/travels. Most importantly, the music that got these projects the impactful recognition for listeners and the fans of the thousands, millions, and in some cases, billions. For a project to qualify in this series, the following must be met. First, 10 plus years of the project name being active. Important note, the project name cannot change to a completely different name. Second, at least one main headlining tour or direct support tour of the project's time. Special cases can qualify. And third, must have a minimum of 3 EPs, 1 album, and or several songs/remixes published. Special note, the project name can have a time of taking a break from the scene due to health/unfortunate circumstances, as long as the creator of the project doesn't confirm the end of such project name in less than 10 years. Now, with that said, let's get on to the 7th episode of the Electric DM10. Well, why is there echo? Hey, come on, work here. Hey, there we go. Now, may I introduce you to the first duo DJ producers that I'm covering on this series of the Electric DM10, and it's Lost Kings. No joke, Lost Kings replied to some hearts I gave them on Insta, and I said to myself, you know what? Let's ask them if they have gone for more than 10 years with the project. So I DM'd them, and to my surprise, they replied and said that they have gone for more than 10 years. Now, here we are with the documentary and the Lost Kings name on it. I just need to find some fun facts along the way and to do a little bit of these postings as a last-minute surprise. Lost Kings is a duo DJ/producer that involves 2 members, Robert Abisi and Nick Schanholz. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your names because I am not the best at name pronunciations and remembering names. And they are from Los Angeles. First of the many DJs and producers that are originated in LA, but where they grew up is a completely different area. But they reside here in LA. These guys were remixers firsthand, but they found their style in the progressive house category of EDM. Now, they are known to be progressive house and melodic house music, along with some house bass and future bass electronic music. So, let's start off from their brief history to what they are doing right now. Robert Abisi, also goes by Rob Gainley, was born in Boston, Massachusetts, and Nick Schanholz, which also goes by Dr. No, a writer, producer, and multi-instrumentalist, was born in Baltimore, Maryland. The two met through a mutual friend and started the project when the duo talked about collaborating in music on Abisi's 25th birthday in 2014, which is really crazy. Full circle to 10 years later from now. The duo began using Lost Kings as a stage name because they felt lost moving to Los Angeles and had goals they wanted to accomplish. The duo started to gain popularity as the two started releasing their songs through SoundCloud in 2014. And all in honesty, the rest is history. From placing 13th place at the number ones on Hype Machine with over 30 million plays on SoundCloud and over 25 million Spotify streams. And this is just from 2016. Keep in mind, but it keeps going up for the two guys of the Lost Kings project. The tracks from the Good EP received over 4 million streams on Spotify alone. With a reputation in creating remixes and official ones, a couple of the remixes made it to very high place rankings with the Billboard's Hot 100 chart toppings. As the years kept progressing, their names and their well-known recognition proceeds for Nick and Rob. Next up, the tours and travels. Some known festivals these two have played was EDC Orlando, Coachella, Ultra Music Festival Miami, specifically on the worldwide stage in 2018 and such. Also includes local festivals that they have played, like Moonrise, Sunset, Hangout, Made in America Music Festival, and many more. Also, some of the tours that they have headlined themselves would be the So What Tour in 2019. And here's one that's kind of interesting to word out. So here goes. I Think Too Much Tour that launched in early 2023, which the two have visited well-recognized cities in the United States such as Seattle and San Francisco, DC, and more. Let's quickly touch base on some of the record labels that Lost Kings has released their songs. A few would include Spinning Records, Disrupted Records, RCA Records, and so on. Now, before jumping into the fun facts section of the video, let's take a look at their numbers with their music pages. For SoundCloud, they have over 114,000 followers with 156 tracks in total. And with Spotify, this was an absolute shocker when I saw the numbers. This was skyrocketed from the 114,000 on SoundCloud to almost 10 times because it is 1.1 million monthly listeners. And as I mentioned before, I did not see this coming when I was looking at Spotify because normally I don't use Spotify. I use SoundCloud and Amazon Music. Well, I'm getting off track. Let's go to the fun fact, shall we? Lost Kings started out with creating remixes before producing original songs. Some songs they remixed for singers like Katy Perry, Rihanna, BB Rexa, G-Eazy, and more. This also comes along with some of the DJs and producers remixing their songs from Gorgon City, Cruella, Oliver Heldens, and more. This was their main bread and butter before they started reaching out to finding their own craft into getting for the progressive house, melodic house, and such. Another fun one, Don't Kill My High with Wiz Khalifa was a game changer for the two as he started to branch out into doing vocals for the world of EDM, and this was a huge game changer for all of them, just collaborating with this unique song. It's also one of my personal recommendations, so go check it out. In an interview with a radio show, Nick mentions the two have been to schools and have talked to people with posting their own musical production works online. And yes, Lost Kings has videos on their YouTube channel showcasing how they have created their songs. Rob admits that he is a messy person when it comes to traveling, and Nick snores, like quite a bit, so they need separate rooms when traveling. The two wish to showcase their name on the big festivals to show that they do mean business with their project name. This was from one of the early interviews that the two did around 2017, 2018. Nick's influence to do music was actually started up with hip-hop music like Kanye, The Kid Laroi, and Coldplay. Lost Kings made an EP called Los Angeles, and a DJ and producer who completely retired the music industry by the name of Ducky also made a small EP being named Los Angeles under the record label Nest HQ and Ausla. More about this particular project in the description, but let's go back to Lost Kings, shall we? Lastly, Lost Kings did a Daycation tri-volume on their SoundCloud. It was pretty nifty. Oh, there's one more fun fact that I forgot to mention. Lost Kings performed at Todd and Connor's rooftop birthday party in New York City, just as the COVID-19 pandemic was being lifted in the US, which was around June 2021. So that's another fun fact to throw at you. With that out of the way, let's dive into the discography. With some of the singles that they have done, of course, they have placed a good amount on their profile. Songs such as Bad, Look at Us Now, When We Were Young. These two that I just mentioned are starting to bring up some other songs that are pretty cool that you can get confused with them. Drunk as Hell, Too Far Gone, Ain't the Same, Oops, I'm Sorry, not to be confused with and more. Lost Kings released their EP, The Bad, through Spinning Records in 2014, which is how they got their startup. Also with other EPs such as Phone Down remixes, You, Quit You remixes, EP, First Love, Look at Us Now remixes, and the list continues to go on down with their most recent release, which is Here For You, which is a 3-track single. Now, for my personal song recommendations, they go by the following. It will be Remind Me, You, featuring Caitlin Tarver, of course, the song that I mentioned earlier with Don't Kill My High with Wiz Khalifa, and there are others. Finally, the personal recommendations time. For These two in particular, I don't have any of their songs in my library. What I really appreciated was the interaction that I got from the Instagram DM that I asked them a question, they replied, and just said, you know what? I want to continue doing something for the EDM world. I want to bring my little flavor to the table of being a content creator. So that's what I want to do, and I want to keep on doing. Plus, their Academy show in LA. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the United States to attend this event, but a big surprise on the lineup, Noah J, also known as Noah J456. A brief shout out to this particular individual. He is a YouTuber, content creator of Call of Duty Zombies, and it's going to be a real trip if I end up meeting him, which hopefully I will in the very, very near future here in LA. But he got to close out for Lost Kings, so that's another fun fact. I just got a bunch of them right now. So that'll be it for me. Thank you all so much for being patient with me in these uploads. I'm going to do my best to put out an Electric DM10 every single 10 days for this month. With that said, I'm going to be leaving Lost Kings' social media accounts and their music pages in the EDM box below. Also, my stuff in the EDM box below. So go and check out those two names. Thank you all so much, Ravers, for sticking with me. Coming up next, TJR. Lastly, keep listening, stay safe, and rave on.